The other day, James sent me a text just saying, do you know what, mate? It's been 10 years since we've been writing music together. And I was like, fuck, that's actually true, isn't it?
Canterbury started for me at school with Luke, writing music. We were like, we've got to start a band because we can't just be the two of us.
We never played any covers or anything, but we're obsessed with writing our own original material. A couple of years later, and we had Ben on board, our friend Billy, who used to sing for us, and Mike joined pretty soon after GCSE kind of time.
I joined the band when Luke and Ben asked me to go and sing some vocals on a couple of their demos. I'd known them from being in another band and we toured together.
Scott at the time was in our music technology class and we got on really well with him, so we were like, want to be in the band? And he was like, hell yeah.
The idea in my mind was to just take a gap year before going on to real life and have a bit of fun with the band. I didn't really think too much about it.
At the time in music tech we were studying concept albums and we were like, it would be really cool to write our own concept album, see what it's like writing songs to a structure.
We started writing this album and we called it Thank You before we'd even written it. We knew it was going to be 11 tracks before we'd even written it. We knew the titles of the tracks before we'd even written it. And then school finished. We each saved up 750 quid and we went and saw Pete Miles, which we'd done a bit of recording with. We moved into Scott's house for 3 weeks with Pete, with all his gear, and we recorded this album. Actually thinking about it right now, it's probably one of the most magical times we've had in this band because it was before any of us really knew we were going to be doing it for real. I think we got a list off the internet that were places to send your demo to, and we sent these CDs away to these offices and people started getting in touch with us, and there was an awful lot of buzz around the whole thing. It seemed at first like everyone kind of wanted a piece of it. Everything pointed towards the fact that this album that we'd had recorded would get us a great deal. We had a gig at the Water Rats in London. I remember there was like 84 people on the industry list, which is just absurd for any show. Massive expectation of us, and we went on stage and we played totally shit. I think we probably thought we played great. We probably came off stage thinking, yes boys, we've done it. But to be honest, pretty much after that show, like, everything went downhill in terms of interest on our band.
That's when we realised that we'd written this album and hadn't toured at all.
We basically toured for another year and a half.
We just beasted it as hard as we could. We went up and down as much as possible, supporting whoever would have us.
Did some cool shows, did some not so cool shows.
Good to Go tour was our first tour of England and we were like, yes, we've got to do more of this.
We just toured and toured and toured.
It was a lot of fun.
By now it's sort of summer 2009 and our album's nearly 2 years old.
After like a year of touring and hype around the band, we kind of were exploring loads of ways to release the album and people saying like, oh yeah, we could do this, and like loads of chit chat going on, and then basically we were just like, fuck this, we're just going to put it out for free from our website and just let as many people get it as they want.
We leaked it whilst on tour with Billy Talent. We were in Birmingham at the time.
We got together with a company called Music Glue, stick in your email address, there's the album for free.
I just remember getting really excited with everyone.
All of a sudden all these Facebook friends that had heard a couple of our songs could hear 11 of them. We were absolutely thriving off the energy that everyone was getting back, because up until that point we'd never had a show where everyone can sing along to all our songs. We'd never had any of that possibility because no one had heard our songs. And we were like, this is another shot at it. This is a chance to build a really good career.
Within an hour there was already tens building up hundreds, and by the end of the next day over 2,000 people had downloaded our debut album.
It's been up there ever since and it's had like 40,000 downloads, which is incredible.
Since then we've toured some more and done some cool stuff.
Things were tough, money-wise.
By this time, Ben, our bassist, sadly decided to leave us.
We realised we needed to release more material. We had more material, we started recording, and we wanted to put a second album out. That whole thing didn't really work straight away because we needed to let the first album play out its course because it was so old for us. It wasn't old for anyone else that had been listening to it.
Oh yeah, that is my cup of tea. Canterbury, calm down. That is huge. I love that.
So summer, we did our first Europe dates, a couple of festivals, and then we were kind of like, well, what do we do next? So we released an EP, Calm Down. We had a headline tour booked for the October of that year.
And that tour was incredible. All of a sudden, not just dozens of people at our shows, there was hundreds of people at some of the shows.
We played the Underworld in Camden. I remember going on before that and feeling like, have I just completely missed the last year of my band's life, or are we about to go onto stage in like a 500 capacity venue in London with like people chanting our name before we even go on? It was literally a complete 100% my dreams have come true moment.
Came to the end of the year, there'd never been really a plan as such as to what to do then.
So all that touring pretty much took us up to the end of last year, where we got offered a record deal, which we were like, this is incredible, this is what we've been going after.
We spent a lot of time going over ways to release the album, and it all turned out in the end to be a pretty hopeless effort, so we ended up deciding to release it ourselves, again.
I've been making sketches and reading you.
For the last 6 months, though I guess technically it's for the last like 2 years, we've been working on our second album.
We're going into the studio on August the 8th for a month.
The whole thing's going to be very exciting. We have so much to thank our fans for taking hold of what we've done so far and appreciating what we've managed to achieve on our own. I'm not discrediting anyone that's been involved, because there are some external people that we owe a lot to, but in terms of unsigned band, we've achieved a hell of a lot on our own, and we want to continue to build on that. We know we've got that awesome loyal fan base there that are going to be there for this next record.
When I used to hear people saying this on like band DVDs, I was always like, "Yo, you cheeky bastard!" But like, it really is my life. Like Canterbury is my life. I wake up with it, go to sleep with it. It's with me all day.
Canterbury to me is the last 4 years of my life. I hope it's the next 4 years of my life as well, because it's been a really awesome 4 years.
My best friends are Canterbury. The best fun is Canterbury. Playing music, having a creative release is one of the coolest things.
Music is such a huge part of so many people's lives. To be part of a band that's creating music that is touching people is an absolute honour. I just can't wait to get more out there. Unwritten, some of it unrecorded, but so exciting to know that it's us that's going to do it. Me and my 3 best friends.